There has long been a debate among naturalists in many countries as to how strong the memories in the mind of a wild animal are. Some say that the animal has no long-term memory. Others, on the contrary, assure that it remembers everything to the smallest detail. Probably we can discuss this topic forever, but we will leave it to those who really care about the truth. In our story, the main character had a chance to be personally convinced that animals do not forget, neither evil nor good. This incident took place in the forests of eastern Siberia, when this wonderful land was recovering from the long winter. Everybody knows that since time immemorial, the mining of precious metals has thrived in this region, and thus temporary mining camps often appear around the main gold-bearing veins. Such was the case in our story, which took place not far from one of these settlements. Early in the morning, a young prospector woke up before the others and, taking a tray to wash gold, hurried to occupy a good section of the river. But when he approached the shore, he was struck dumb with fear. The fact was that near the reed beds, the guy saw a huge bear, bent over some ragged bundle. The bear took the roll in its teeth and moved toward him. He was shocked and froze in place, not knowing what to do next. The man had never seen a bear in the wild before and was paralyzed by the horror that overwhelmed him. But the bear suddenly froze and then cautiously lowered the bundle to the ground. Then it grunted peacefully and rolled from side to side toward the nearest thicket. The prospector breathed a sigh of relief and then saw that the bundle was moving. The man moved closer and, to his astonishment, heard a child's crying. He immediately took the bundle in his hands and unwrapped the cloths and saw that there was a baby in it, which looked to be 1 month old. Holding the baby in his arms, he hurried back to the village to tell his comrades everything and to decide what to do next. Needless to say, how surprised his colleagues were. Understanding that the child must have parents, the team leader decided to go to the nearest village to find out whose baby it was. To the man's surprise, at the very first house, he was told some very important information. The fact was that in the early morning, the local ranger had gone to the district center with a baby boy to visit his mother, who was in the hospital. By a fatal coincidence, at that time there was a thick fog over the road, so the ranger could not make a smooth turn and crashed. The fuel tank was damaged on impact with the tree, and gasoline immediately began to flow into the passenger cabin. The injured ranger himself did not remember how he got out of the mangled cabin and collapsed on the ground. The man was found unconscious 3 hours later, 10 meters away from the burnt vehicle. The horror of the situation was that his baby could not be seen anywhere. Upon learning of this, the prospector's team leader found the victim's family and handed over the rescued boy to them. When the ranger came to his senses and saw that he was in a hospital bed, he cried bitterly, thinking that his son had died. But then the door opened and the man's mother entered the room, holding her little grandson in her arms. A prospector stood behind her and told the ranger about the incident with the bear. Listening to the gold miner's story, the man thought for a moment and then remembered the incident happened 5 years ago when he saved a little bear cub from a poacher's pit, which had fallen into it due to his inexperience. Tears welled up in the ranger's eyes. The man realized it was probably the bear that had pulled his son out of the car that was on fire. Of course, it was impossible to say for sure, because it might have been coincidence, but the ranger had spent so many years with the forest dwellers, and he was sure that the animals have a good memory and always respond with kindness to kindness. Friends, if you liked this amazing story, like, write comments, and share this video with your friends. Bye, everyone!